to the playroom, my beauties, where we turn our natural beauty into captivating beauty. So for today, we are going to learn how to get a twist out. So this is a very detailed twist out in how we're going to get those very spiral-like curls that look like they come straight out of the scalp. So if you are interested in getting this look, let's go ahead and stay tuned. And once again, welcome to the playroom. Okay, so I use two of those like silver clips, one butterfly clip, a rat tail comb, and then like a big comb to comb out. And then as far as products, I use Design Essentials avocado and almond. That's gonna be the leave-in conditioner. And then I also use the same Design Essentials, it's the curling cream. And lastly, I use regular coconut oil just to grease my scalp as I'm going. I like my nightgown. My grandma gave it to me. Don't look at my boobs. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and section our hair into 4 parts. Now at the very front, I do take a long time to part because I do wear a middle part with my curls for like the first like 3 to 4 days. So I do take a long time to kind of part just to make sure that it's straight. Now, as I'm parting, I'm using my fingers as the guide where to keep the line going in the back. That way I know that my parting is straight. So I just keep parting, and then once I get to the back, then I'll start using my finger as the guide for the rest of the straight line. Once we get that middle part down, we're gonna go ahead and pony the other side, and then we're gonna go from the top of the head down to like just a little bit behind the ear with our part for our sections as far as how we want the 4 sections to be. Okay, so now that I've got both of my sections here, I'm gonna go ahead and grease the scalp. Now the first thing I do is go ahead and grab my leave-in conditioner. I'm gonna do about 4 pumps in the back. And I was thinking, I don't know if I should do 4 pumps, but yeah, I'm gonna do 4 pumps in the back. Get that all in, and then once I've got it all in there, then I'll go ahead and comb that through. You always want to make sure you comb your product through because that way you know that it'll be evenly distributed throughout your hair. Okay, so your first part in the back, you're gonna want it to be kind of small because the whole point of the sections in the back is to build volume. So we're gonna go basically small, medium, big, small. So that's about how small you want that first section to be. And then we always grease before we twist. Now we grab the curling cream, and when you grab it, you want to just kind of place it on there first, and then you want to rake it through.
Now the key to the twist out is you want to make sure that when you start it, that first you are going tight. So you want to keep going tight and tight and tight and tight. I'm like basically tying it up there until I get to about here. And now I can kind of do it loose. And that'll keep it really tight at the top. Y'all probably be able to see it better when I get to the top. Now also with the when you get to the end, I split it sometimes at the end because if I didn't do it even up at the top, then I'll get down to the bottom and there will be pieces that aren't even, and then I'll just split them to make them even, and then I can get all the way to the bottom. Now when you get to the bottom, you want to curl your end with a finger curl so that it looks natural when it's drying. See how it just curls it up? So now you can see.
Okay, so now this next section is going to be slightly bigger than that first section because, like I said, the back is going to build volume, and so we're going small, big, and then small. So at this point, now we're just repeating steps. So we're going to go ahead and oil scalp first. Then we'll take our curling cream, place it on first, then rake it through. All right, now same thing, just twisting, 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 basically tying, 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 just as tight as we can. Now this end was a little rough, so basically just what I'm saying is sometimes I do put a little extra curling cream on the end if it is a little rough, just to make sure that it gets a little more sleek. Then, you know, you just keep twisting all the way to the end and then finger curl, pull it up, let it bounce a little bit.
Okay, so when we get to this section, we want to break it into two, because as we get closer to the top of the head, we want to make them smaller. So in the back, you want to basically go like small, big, small, so that it's like a variation of curls. And then once you get towards the front, you kind of want them a little smaller so that they're more ringy.
Okay, again, we're just going to grease the scalp, then we're gonna take off one of those sections, put it to the side, and then get the curling cream, put it on, and rake it through.
Okay, so this section, depending on how you get this section, is going to depend on how this section goes. I normally put 3, and I just want them even. So about this much. Oh wait, that's got some back there. Okay, so since it has some back there, I'm gonna take this. Yeah, cause y'all see how there's this piece back here. That should have been over there, but that's fine. So this is about how big we want these to be. So that'll leave enough for these two to be even as well.
So here's just a close-up of what it should look like as you are basically tying the hair. So it's like real tight, 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 tight. Like you just want to keep tying it. Okay, so this is the last little section on the last row. So what we're gonna do is we have to pull it over to the opposite side so that we make sure that when we take out our hair in the morning, that middle part is not so harsh. So you see how it's angled towards the other way? We'll use the next side to go the opposite way as well. That way we break up that middle light. Moving on to the next section, we're going to go ahead and leave in conditioner and comb that through.
Okay, so the front I do different. We're going to start here, and we do kind of like this small little section. And I like to oil my edges to make sure that they are, you know, nice and greased up, you know, just make sure they all good. That's part of the scalp, ain't it? And so you see it's gonna have kind of like a knot effect when we take it out, so it's gonna look like it came straight out the skizzle. Okay. Okay, so here now we're gonna do 4 parts. You just want to kind of make sure that these sections, I mean, they're never even. So, because I mean, it's even like, it's not even, but it's even. You just like, that's why this is a straight line, like straight down the middle. You see? So, and we have this again. Now with these, whatever you do, like this, you see how this is small and this is big, you're gonna do the opposite up here. So I normally like to have this piece right here small and then this piece big because these pieces are small. And this right here is your money maker. This is gonna be the part that's on top of this. So this, I'm gonna do big then small because this, or yeah, big then small because this is gonna be small then big. So y'all see how this one is a bigger section than this one? That's what I meant by big, small, and then small, big. All right, I'm gonna do the back of this and then I'm gonna come back to y'all. So I'm at the last part that's gonna be right here. So I wanted to show y'all again what you need to do as far as making sure that we close that middle part. So basically I'm just gonna take it and kind of move it over here or more towards the back so that it covers the middle part section.
So again, I'm just taking it to the opposite side and making sure it's like basically overlapping where that middle part would be. That way it creates the illusion that there was never a middle part anyway.
Okay, so since this is the second half, it's gonna be a little drier than the first. So I'll just do a couple of squirts just to make sure that it's not super dry.
Now on this section, I'm gonna do the same exact partings as I did on the other section. So you know, just that one on the end, and then a part down the middle. Make sure I've got my big part and then my small part on the back on the first row. And then on that second row that's right by my middle part, I did the same thing, made sure that the smaller part was in the front and that larger part was in the back. Okay, so then we get our oversized bonnet. We just want to make sure that all of the twists fit in there, and we want to make sure that they're laying flat because the way that they dry will be the way that they look in the morning. So we want to make sure that they're all straight and just in the natural position.
The next day.
Before we even get into it, let me just give you a disclaimer, baby. Them eyelids was sweating, and I think it's the right eye. I mean, it's cute, but no. Okay, so we're gonna need our coconut oil, a pick, and a butterfly clip. Section out about half of the hair. We'll just take the coconut oil and we'll make sure we smooth it out on every inch of each curl. Okay, so we're going to unravel the twist the opposite way of the way that we twisted it. And then once we've done unraveling it, we're gonna go ahead and pick it apart. Just like we just wanna get small little pieces, just picking it apart, but not unraveling the curl at the same time, just picking. Okay, So now we're going to go ahead and kind of rough it up in the back. Just trying to make sure that it's doing a nice little fluff for us in the back. Now that we've got everything in the back down, we're gonna rough it up, keep it getting it fluffy. And then we're gonna take our pick and we're gonna break up that middle line, and we're also pulling out the hair to make it more of like a puff. So we want it to be really big and have volume. So the next section, I'm just gonna pull out the rest of that back because I want to do everything in the front last. So we're still in the back section. We're just gonna make sure we pull everything down, get it separated, because you'll see a difference in the curls from the back versus the front, because like I said, that back is just building up the volume, and that's why you see the different partings, because they're just building the volume and giving the back texture. Okay, so now we're gonna take our pick and fluff it, make sure we're giving it more volume, making sure we're getting rid of that middle part, and then I'm looking in the mirror to make sure that everything is fluffed. This is the part where those curls we had overlapping, so we're breaking up that middle part again. Now we've got it all down, we're gonna go ahead and fluff, and we're gonna take our pick and we're gonna lift and pick. Same thing with the middle, we're gonna go ahead and pull it up and pick. We're gonna pick in the front and in the back, just making sure it has volume. So you can use either one of these combs to lay your edges down. I normally use the rat tail, so I just take it and I just kind of swoop the edges. I don't really put any product because I don't want it to be stuck to my face. Then I use the tail to fluff out in the end. Now you know I had to give you another slow-mo. Now I do hope that y'all enjoyed this video. The twist out does take about 45 minutes to an hour to do, but I mean, look at the results. It's definitely worth it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe, guys. This is gonna be an awesome journey. TTYL.
Turn up the man. It is. Turn up the man. Come on. Turn up the man. Oh my God. You know that I'll be back. Here I am. Return of the man. Once again.